Let's talk about books, Shody. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the weird things and the good things that we read. Let's talk about books.
Welcome back, y'all. Here we are with Adjacent. We are going to be talking about books. It is our turn to do our book talks. I hope those of you that are listening are enjoying the book talks because I think they're pretty fun.
Yeah, and we want to welcome if you like to read books and you like to share what you think of books, we would love to have you on the show.
Yes,
Reach out. Yeah.
our own little book club, and then it's kind of fun. I think, Shelly, how many books you read? Like 35 books this week?
No, I didn't. I have not. I'm on book number 3 this week.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
I was looking at other people on TikTok, and the most they had read is like maybe 40 at the most. So you're really surpassing the group, Shelley.
Well, I am a Virgo. We like to win no matter what.
So before we start, we wanted to talk to you about a new series we're starting in February. And it's called, what is it called, Shelley?
It's called Single Ready to Mingle.
So we are basically grabbing and cultivating and curating is the word. Curating all of our single friends that are like, I just can't find a guy out there. I just can't find a girl I like. So we are pulling them in for a singles ready to mingle, but we want to give you a little bit of a rating system on this. This is an after hours podcast. Okay. This is not going to be our adjacent to givers. Oh my gosh. How amazing is that, Shelly?
I know, I love it so much. And it's not our adjacent littles.
It's not our adjacent littles, and it's not our adjacent interviews with when we are with it's just people that we love, that we want to help them find love. But we talk about some off-color things, and we need you to, if you that is not your thing, you don't need to tune in.
Yeah, you don't have to tune in. And we've really enjoyed the honesty and the straightforwardness everybody's willing to share. But it may not be everybody's cup of tea, and that is okay. If you are gonna ride the ride, it is gonna be so much fun. Grab a cocktail, sit down, enjoy these beautiful people sharing their hearts with us, and it's so beautiful and lovely.
So it goes off the rails on some things and it's super fun, but we just want to make sure that we're very clear that this is a different crowd. But if you listen and you have somebody in your life that's single and ready to mingle and you hear something that you think one of your friends might be interested in, these are great people. We're vetting them for you in advance. They're
Exactly.
fun. They're energetic. They bring a lot to the table. They're 10 out of 10s. Not one of them is a 1 out of a 10. So we're just telling you, we're being very honest. This is an after hours time. We're going to talk about things that we don't talk about during book group necessarily. We don't talk about during our interviews, and we don't talk about with littles or the givers. This is a different strand of adjacent. So we're just giving you the warning. Am I right, Shelley?
Agreed, 100%, and you've been warned.
You've been warned. And
Yeah.
if it's not your cup of tea, don't drink the tea.
Yeah, don't drink the tea. That's fine. Switch back over to book club. And we
We're in the book club.
yeah, come on, join us. And we welcome your input. If you're like, hey, you guys, that was inappropriate, whatever. Yeah, send me a message. I'd love to hear it.
It's okay. It's all right. We get it. We get it. We're not everybody's cup of tea, but we're hoping that you will be able to adult enough to figure out what strands of adjacent that you want to be adjacent to.
That's right. Awesome.
Oh, Shelley, what? I know we're whittling down the end of the holidays. Anything fun that you have been doing and what's been going on in your life? Anything fun?
No, not really much fun. I celebrate hoagie, and so during the hoagie season, I like to do puzzles and relax and walk and hike and really just plan for the year and get all my ducks in a row and try to get all my paperwork done so that I can embrace the rest of the year. I really try to buckle down because baseball season's right around the corner and I love baseball season. And so I'm really just really, doing that deep house clean and preparing for baseball season. What about you, Jody?
And this year, we're committing to going to more baseball games, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be one of our connection places, so if you ever wanna hang out with us, we'll be out in left field, and a lot of our singles ready to mingle actually hang out there.
Yes, yes. So we are excited about the baseball season starting. It's gonna be starting before we know it. Um, so I know if you guys love baseball as much as we do, we have a group for you. It's super fun, but the openers are coming up and they do a lot of front loading in the baseball season. For those of you that are not baseball fans, they do a lot of like bring your pet day, and it's going to be cold for a big portion of the baseball season. So you need to be come prepared with your beanies, your big coats, your gloves, and then it becomes the complete opposite of that, and then you're sweating yourself to death. So just be prepared that baseball season is a long season. It's not like football season. Although this football season, now that they've started the playoffs for UT, we are about to play as many games as a professional team. I'm so proud of our UT Longhorn football team. They've really brought it this season. They worked so hard. So please come out to left field, come join us. And when you come, if you're listening to the podcast, just say, I'm adjacent.
That's right, and we're starting to get some merch. We're gonna have some adjacent hats soon and some magnets.
Doing all of that. I haven't been helping. So we've had that. All our kids are going back to their corners of the universe and starting their next part of the school year or whatever. And that's been nice spending time with them. And I have to say, with the hoagie season and everything, is that what you call it? Hoagie?
Okay.
I have to say, I was cleaning out my closet, um, and just getting things organized. I have to tell you a story.
Feel great.
When I am stressed, I think I've hinted to this. The place that's gonna show other than my body is my closet. And whenever I'm really stressed, my closet just gets mounds and mounds and mounds and mounds of stuff. And one time I was trying to get dressed for school. I think it was like a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. And I was reaching for these shoes that were kind of far back in the closet. I don't have a big closet. My closet's pretty pitiful, but I have a lot of clothes and stuff and
That's
shoes.
hilarious that you're saying this. Adrian and I share a closet that is this it's like a 2 by 2. It is nothing. Your closet is a walk-in closet.
But Shelly, I thought it was so funny when we first started with this podcast that you would go in your closet and you still had an echo. That just shows how little.
So what a minimalist I am.
I was like, why is there still an echo going on in your closet? It's so small. And there's pretty clothes hanging out there. But Shelly just is like, yeah, I'm good. You know?
Well, I wear a uniform. That's
Yeah. I like to do that too. But so I was trying to reach something in the closet and I fell straight on my face on top of a big pile of clothes. A couple of times a year, I'm just like, it's out of control. Get control of it. And then, but also I have to tell you, going back to school and stuff, my least favorite thing to do is pick out my outfit for the day.
Your OTD.
Yes, my OOTD. But
Shout out Stassi, who we love.
shout out to Stassi. I love an OOTD. And I did tell Shelly like that tried to see how long I could go without wearing the same outfit twice at school, or at least until I stopped caring. And I did go a very long time. I think I went like 4 months without wearing the same outfit.
Holy moly, that is excessive.
Now, I will say, like, with my same outfit, it's like I might have worn the same shirt, but I switched it up with a different skirt. Or I may have had the same jacket, but I didn't wear it with the same dress. So
I don't know if I could go 3 days.
I challenge you to see how many days you could go.
I just have to change my T-shirt.
Well, you could just take out your hat because you have 1,000 hats.
I know, yeah, yeah. I never wear the same outfit because I have 1,000 as a trucker hats.
I learned that from Lindsay Gaddis because we were at a faculty meeting one time and they were like, "What is your talent?" And everybody's like, "I'm a painter. I play the violin. I'm a singer. I have my own band." And Lindsay Gaddis was like, "I like to see how long it'll take me to wear the same outfit." And girl, that girl dressed. I loved Lindsay Gaddis's outfit. She was just dressed to the nine. I loved her style. She just could bring it every single day. She just had a good vibe with that. So I like to look at what everybody's wearing at school. And then I'm like, okay, how can, especially the young teachers, because they're, as I've said, in a school, you're working with people in their 20s all the way up to like their 60s, 70s, and beyond. And they bring it to school, these young girls. And one of my favorite people at school, Miss Orozco, Janie Orozco, she dresses Shelly. Her style is
She is a fashionista.
fashionista. She has all the best jewelry I'm just like, how do you do it? And here I am like, can I just wear a baseball hat every day to school?
I'm still a realtor, but when I used to actually go to the sales meetings, no offense, anybody, our office manager, because they wanted us to dress a certain way, he would announce the fashionista of the meeting. And
Did you ever get that award?
no, I never got that award. And there were times where I was like, "Hey, I brushed my hair today. Can I be considered fashionista?" I'm like bringing him candy. Just choose me. No, not at all. I knew I was never on the radar. Um, but it became pretty pathetic because it was like, um, you know, older ladies, in their polyester and stuff like that were kicking my butt in fashionista. And I'm like, I mean, I have on pants, I have on cowboy boots, come on. I was being outbid for fashionista of the office by people that were wearing polyester. And then I think it was the final nail in the coffin is like, I give up. I give up. I'm not even gonna try. It doesn't interest me. And so, but and then like this weekend we saw the Cole family twice in 1 week.
By the way, you looked great in your outfit. So don't start saying you didn't look that good. You look great. But the Coles are like models on a runway.
Supermodels, the whole darn family, Big Daddy all the way down.
Name all of them, Shelly.
Clay, Michelle, Cade, Chelsea, Carly. Stunning. Stunning.
And they all look beautiful. Everybody's so happy and so beautiful. And the girls, the way they dress, I just am like, ugh. I want to take pictures of it and then go to a style venue and say, can you just make me wear this same outfit? Now they are about 4 or 5 inches taller than us. So
They have legs for days. And they did tell me, quite a few of the people that were at the event, they have started doing this thing. You'll probably know what it is, Jody, where they rent outfits, where they
yes, even the housewives on Beverly Hills, they would rent like fashion. Oh, and one of our friends, I don't know if she still does it, but she would rent, and you could rent different outfits for like a month or 6 weeks.
yeah.
And then you just return it. And, great. It's a great idea, especially if you have a lot of weddings coming up. You
Ah,
just rent, it's called Rent the Runway.
rent-
Or there's other venues that you can do that you can rent various clothes for different seasons of the year. But you can get really good outfits that you don't want to buy or spend $2,000 on a jacket, but you're wearing it for a night or several nights within the time that you're renting it. And I think they had rentals last about a month long. And I mean, I was seeing some cool stuff.
And you don't even have to dry clean it. You just send it back.
Yes.
When Kelly and I went to Billy Strings, she rented this psychedelic cool shirt that she probably wouldn't wear anywhere except for the Billy Strings, but it was a cool shirt. And so she rented it for the concert and then just sent it back.
I mean, if you think about it, Shelly, like in this day and age when we are trying to be environmentally sensitive,
Yeah.
spend too much on things, what a great way to not cause more trouble with the environment. You're just like, okay, I'm going to rent this for a while. I'm going to send it back. Somebody else can have a little love with it after I'm done. And then,
Great.
I wish there was a way. This would be so cool. So the other day, I was reading a book with one of my students, and it was an old book that I had that kids had written their names in the book thing to show that they had read it. And I was like, oh, it's your turn to write your name on it. And I was like, wouldn't that be cool if you had rented the runway and you could see other people that had rented it or it had a story attached? Rented it for this.
Well, like the great book called the Sisterhood Pants.
Yes, yes. And then
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh," and then I thought that was so cute because I remember back in the day when Jackie Crail was our librarian at Zolker, we had those
The good old days.
catalogs where you had, like, the checkout
Yeah.
cards. We don't have that anymore, but it would be so cool to see who had checked out that book or who checked out that outfit and where they wore it to. That would be a great part of the Rent the Runway because what if
Yeah.
you were wearing the same jacket as, like,
Adam Sandler's wife.
yeah, or they went somewhere phenomenal with
Yeah, like they wore that jacket in Antarctica. Yeah.
Florida, yes.
Yeah.
Also, if you're going skiing, you can rent ski clothes too. My kids do not buy they go to resale shops. They are very much into, like, not overspending on things that
I'm sorry, resale shops are crazy expensive.
yeah, but if you go with, Cameron, Harry, and Peyton, you'd be surprised at what they can get for very little, But they're very, very frugal. Well, some of them, but,
Yeah.
but yes, they have gotten a lot more expensive. They're very trendy.
Especially in Austin. I think if you go out to thrift shop, you could probably find something reasonable. But here in Austin, it's real trendy to do thrift shopping. And so that used t-shirt from Wendy's is now $11.
Yeah.
Even with the sweat stains and it didn't put the badge on it.
Well, there is a resale shop in Smithville that they sell furniture, clothes, and things like that. I'm trying to figure out what the name of it is, but basically, Harry bought a couch there that's in his apartment right now for like $25. It's called Born Again Emporium, and I'm gonna tell you, it's great. You can get some good stuff there, and they're usually open, on the weekends, and, the churches around there help to provide the workers, and also if you need to go and do a little resale shopping there, or if you wanna volunteer, it's a great place to do some volunteering, but Harry bought a couch there for, like, $25.
That's so crazy.
It looks like Archie Bunker's, little recliner chair. It has the same stitching and everything.
I love that. I love thrift shopping.
I get a little overwhelmed with it. I need things very organized, or
Yeah,
I can't I cannot I like Nordstrom Rack, but I mainly just go to the shoes because it's very organized. I cannot do the clothes on the rack. It's very, overwhelming to me. I don't know what I'm looking for anymore. Even if I'm like, "I'm gonna go in and find a black jacket," I can't see it. So, I have to have very organized.
that's why Amazon's been so great, and TikTok.
Oh my gosh, I love TikTok.
It's like a personal shopper. It's like, "You're probably gonna like this. You're probably gonna like this." I love that.
So I got this leaf blower from TikTok Shop, and at first we couldn't figure out how it worked because it only goes for like for a few seconds at a time, but it blows the heck out of the leaves and it's very light. You don't have to plug it in and it's not heavy or anything. You're not carrying something on your back. And so John's like, it's my favorite thing you've gotten from TikTok Shop because he's being kind of critical about me like shopping on TikTok Shop. But I think he's starting to figure out that it's actually a really good thing. So,
I doubt that.
well, we found one thing we like. So, it's really good. It's like, it makes a really loud noise. Like,
Jody was using it while we were talking on the phone, and I was like, "Are you the dentist?"
I know it sounds like a drill for sure.
I was like, "What's going on? It's so weird."
All right, Shelly, let's talk about some books.
Let's talk about that.
Book, baby.
I'm gonna keep plugging this for a little bit because we are all starting it, and it's producing some beautiful conversations. And there's quite a few people across the world going through this process this year. The book is called The Pivot Year. And, it's just every day, some inspiration. The last 2 days have been really good. It's Brianna Wiest, and she's on TikTok. She's on social media. And, she kind of deep dives all of her little essays from the book, and very, very motivational. And so that's my big one, but that's not the book. Uh, so when somebody makes a recommendation, I immediately put it on my list, and sometimes it immediately pops up, and I get to read it. And so our amazing producer, Jordan, after we interviewed her, she sent me, she was like, I got to go to the bookstore. And she sent me her 2 books that she picked up. And I had already read one of them, but the other one was A Slow Fire Burning by Paula Hawkins. And I'm not as intuitive as Jody, so I can't guess the ending of things. And I don't like to read what the book's about. I like to go in blindly 100% and just organically experience the book. This book was very good. It is murdery. Um, but it had so many twists and turns. Like I had no idea. I was like, oh, And when I read, I fall for everything. I'm like, "Oh, you're telling me this is the murderer? Okay, this is the murderer. Okay, okay." And then it twists, and I'm like, "Oh, well, that's not the murderer anymore. But this is the murderer now." And so it's an organic ride through through the process. Um, what I did, there was somebody with a TBI in this book as well, Jody.
TBI is traumatic brain injury.
Yeah, and we've had quite a few books that we've been reading lately that had people with TBIs, and so, um, just how her life unfolded, as a person with a TBI and the twists and turns of her life. I mean, I could not put this book down. I was,
Enthralled.
yeah, I mean, I woke up ready to read and jump back in it. Had a hard time going to bed. It's one of those that are hard. It's really hard to put down. And so lots of twists and turns. Very well written. It's the same lady that wrote. Paula Hawkins wrote um, The Girl on a Train.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so, I think she's a brilliant writer, and so, very, very exciting. Highly recommend it if you're into such a thing. I would give it a solid 4 and have really enjoyed it. On top of that, Jody had I can't remember the rating you gave this one. I just finished it. Girl Alone. I just finished it. And Girl
I
Alone,
think I gave it a 4, but it was good. Yeah.
it was good, and you were like, you said it was predictable. I was completely shocked. I was like, "What? Huh? What? What?" And so, but it kept me on my toes, and I'm gonna have to get off the murder train because it's kind of freaking me out a little bit. It's a little too dark for me. I need some comedy.
Or a biography. Girl Alone, I gave it a 3.
Well, I jumped on it and it was available.
Only because I felt like it was predictable.
I didn't find it predictable at all. I was like, "What the heck?" I did do it via audiobook, and I didn't like the voice so much.
Ah, yeah. Well, that can make a big difference in what you're reading if you do Audible because I know Steve Full was like, it's changed his life. He's able to read so many more books and things like that. And I do think that's true. But if you don't like the voice,
Yeah.
it can put a damper on the deal. So
It really changes how you take in the book.
I really think what they should do with that, I'm just making a suggestion and nobody has to listen because I know I don't, because I'm a Pisces, I don't like criticism. But if you're in the book realm, I think what they should do is have you listen to the book on audio, like a little precursor before you buy it, so that you can see if you're attracted to that voice.
Hold on a second. Why are you buying books? There's this thing called the public library?
Well, I mean, or you're or buying or just, public library, whatever. But I'm saying like before you say, yeah, I'm gonna get this book on audio, you might want to pre-listen. So I have students in my class that, they do where
Well, I will tell you with the library, you can do a sample.
okay, do a sample before you check it out or buy it. But I have students at school that one of their modifications is having things read to them, like testing material. But some of my kids, the voice, and you can change it different speeds and whatever, but they're like, it drives me crazy. I can't do it. And then they end up bombing the test or they're not able to access truly everything they want to access, like because of their disabilities or whatever. And so I think that needs to change.
I'm pretty sure, sadly, it's getting ready to be taken over by AI.
Well, a lot of it is, but I'm saying, like, the AI voices make my kids crazy.
Yeah.
They don't like it. They're like, "I don't like her voice," or "I don't like that voice," and then you try to change it or you speed it up, slow it down or whatever, deepen it, whatever, and they're like, "Nope, don't like it." And so I think that goes for books too. It's like you're saying when you listen to biographies or autobiographies, you love when the actual person is reading it to you, like Rob Lowe or Barbara Streisand.
Tom Hanks.
Hanks, because you feel like you're almost in this intimate relationship with them, especially if you use headphones and you're
Yeah.
tuning out the rest of it, so you're just hearing their voice. It's quite lovely. But it can also go the opposite direction when you hear a voice actor that you're just like, or if you hear the same voice actor on a lot of books,
Yeah.
you can be like, mm,
I think Pat Connery uses the same voice for all of their books. So it was like, okay, I'm just gonna read the book because I can't handle the voice anymore.
I
But
agree.
I do think maybe someday, like you'll be able to have like maybe I'll be able to have all of my books read to me by Adam Sandler's voice. Wouldn't that be great?
And then all of a sudden you're like, I took him off my list.
No, but I can't imagine like I'm listening to a murdery thing with his voice because his voice makes me laugh so hard.
Yeah, I get you. I get you for sure. I hear you on that. Any other books that you read? Oh, what did you rate um that all the books you read? I don't know.
A Girl Alone, I would give it a 3.
That we gave this week rating.
Yeah. I would, but the other one I gave a 4. I also want to say this. Last night, I watched a Netflix special, Ellen DeGeneres' Netflix special.
Canceled.
Yeah, and she goes into it and politically you can have any opinion you want. I am not a cancel culture person. Um, I don't support canceling somebody for one action of their life. I believe in grace and I make mistakes and know other people make mistakes and
We're here to learn. And if you cancel people so quickly, it can just I've made so many mistakes in my life. If somebody had canceled me early on or whatever, that's what I'm saying. I think we were talking to somebody, maybe it was on our single ready to mingle group, that kids just don't have the grace that they used to have. And it's really sad to me. Like, they can't make simple mistakes anymore. And I'm
well,
not saying Ellen DeGeneres, I don't know the full story why
neither do I.
she got canceled. I think there were other things at play there. It makes me sad that someone who was so generous that everybody was on board with all of a sudden gets canceled and then, can't really recover from that.
Mine, being on this platform, Jody, I feel like it's timely for us is, we had this adorable interview this morning, and it was like, do we need to edit that out? Do we need to edit that out? And it's like, do we not get to be organic anymore? Do we, yeah. And it's like, I mean, is everything so sensitive that we can't have mistakes or we can't present our mistakes? I would love to hear people's thoughts on it because I don't want to filter a little person's share, to go back and have a conversation with them and say, hey, maybe we don't use that terminology a certain way or whatever. I don't know. I mean, don't you want them to live with it organically and not I can't imagine being, a 5-year-old and trying to filter myself when I'm trying to explore the world.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that I felt so bad. When we were growing up, we would make a lot of mistakes. We would say things that were not okay. We need to give the kids right now a little grace too. Because what's happening is we're creating a society of people, A, if they're too filtered, they don't have they're being non-authentic with the world around them. Or they're getting punished for mild, tiny infractions
Infractions, yeah.
that the rest of us maybe we did back in the day, or we, and then we're dealing with people who are possibly trying to harm themselves because of repercussions of their actions, the reaction from society. It's like it's just going a little too far. We need to all lighten up a little, is what I'm trying to say. Like,
Yeah.
lighten up, lighten up.
Well, and I prefer I mentioned this the last time we spoke is Adrian came up with a great motto for our show. It is like, real people having real talks. I want us to be real people having real talks. I want us, to be able to have a conversation that may make somebody uncomfortable. It may make somebody laugh. It may make somebody feel that they're not alone. I don't want to filter it to accommodate one group of people, that are angry and loud. I don't want to. I don't want to be a part of that. I want us to be humans and brutal and
But
organic.
at the same time, we're happy to give like, hey, this might not be your cup of tea before we talk about it. I mean, or this might be. If you are sensitive to different things, then this might not be your thing. So just make that decision for yourself. And then if it's not your cup of tea, it's like we say, you don't have to yuck somebody's yum. Don't yuck somebody's yum. Somebody else might be really into it, and then you're yucking their yum, and then you're taking their yum away. If you start getting to the point where you're just like, I'm offended by everything, well then like go somewhere else. There's lots of options for everybody.
Exactly.
And that's okay. All right, I'm gonna talk about my book.
I can't wait. Sorry for soapboxing.
Not at all. I read The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose. She read a bunch of books. It's very well written. It's fun. She gets a lot of she's polarizing. I could tell in some reviews that she gets. She's like, I was like Googling her name and they were like, how does she deal with all the ones that she gets on? Like, I would not give her a one, of course. The book was fun. Basically, in the book, there's a married couple who have, I think their love languages don't match. If I could go with our interviews, the love languages don't match. He gets his love language through touch, and she gets her love language probably through acts of service and words of affirmation. They're missing it. They're missing the mark, And so he steps out of the marriage and is having an affair, and then it goes all awry. His wife, is a huge, very amazing lawyer, and something happens where she becomes his lawyer. Anyway, I knew it was going to happen again. I had figured it out probably by the 4th chapter. I was like, oh gosh, this is what happened. This is bad. But it's really worth reading. I would only give it I'd probably give it like a 4, 3.5 to a 4, only because I could figure it out. There's only been a couple of books that kind of stumped me on what's going to happen, but I love the story. I think it's really clever. I just think it's a really bad idea. Um, it's like a surgeon does not perform surgery on their loved ones. A defense attorney or criminal attorney should not be the attorney for their loved one.
I mean, can they?
I thought it was a little silly on that part. The other book that I just started, which it's because I just love this person. I'm reading Carter an Hour Before Daylight. It's based on Jimmy Carter's life. And I just have a real love for Jimmy Carter. I
Who
love
doesn't? Who doesn't?
human that he was. I
Ah,
believe that he's gone from this world. You know, his work with Habitat for Humanity,
his whole life.
his whole life, he just really thought about other people. It's like when we were interviewing Steve Foll and how he was like, leave it better than you found it. I feel like um, Jimmy Carter is that kind of guy. Somebody who's like, I want to leave it better than I found it. I want to leave my mark in a positive way. But not only that, the mark that he left with his kids and what a deep love for his family he had. I just have such a real I miss that kind of person in our leadership. And I would love for all leaders to remember, like, leave it better than you found it. If it was good, try to build on what was good about it and keep it growing. If it needs help, go in there and make it better. But always remember it's our job to like pick up the trash off the beaches, do a third, a 30-minute walk, pick up some stuff. Try to be that person that is thinking about everything and everybody and not just yourself, which I think everybody that we talk to and interview, that's what I love about Adjacent is we're with people that want to make it better. And I
Agreed.
wish we could have met Jimmy Carter. I just
I know, and it was crazy that we were talking about, taking him to Matt's El Rancho, and then within, like, 2 days, he passed away.
Yeah, so I this one's gonna take me a while because I'm gonna absorb it, so I'm not gonna report on it, but I'm gonna take some notes. He's just somebody I've always admired and
Which book did you get? A Full Life?
An Hour Before Daylight.
Okay.
Yeah, memoir. So I'm excited about reading it. Anyway, we'll see. Well, I hope it's you know, something that I fall in love with. Do you have any books coming up, Michelle Bell?
Uh, I am my next one that popped up, today, I was reading it, and it looks like it's another murdery one, so I might have to go on a search. The other one that I have in my library is I'm Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter, which was recommended by a friend. And I have the little lending library on our street. It has an avid.
Did you steal it?
Yes, I stole it from her lending library. It's a Fanny Flagg book.
Put it up. I can't see it.
The Fried Green Tomatoes author. And so she always has really good books. She is an avid reader. And so this is Welcome to the World, Baby Girl. I love that. So
Well, we have a friend having a baby girl soon. I'm not gonna release it, but we also had a friend that just had a baby.
I know. And our new Cooper is gonna be in town Tuesday night.
Yeah, so we have Cooper, a new member of our family is coming to Austin, and then Pat and Rick Irvine or Monroe just had a new baby boy. So I'm super excited. She sent me some pictures and I'm
Oh, I wanna see.
excited to meet him. They're wonderful parents, and I'm super excited for everybody that's going on these new adventures and doing great things. So, I will tell you one place that I get my inspiration for reading books is I look at TikTok.
Oh yeah.
Shocker. And people will say, read these books, or this was my Christmas, load, whatever, haul, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this one person said, read The Perfect Marriage, which I did. And then she said, The First Down. I think it's going to have a lot of sexy time on it. And with sexy time, sometimes I get a little nervous. And then it says, if I only had told her One True Love, and Ward D. And I think Ward D is written by the same one I've been reading about, McFadden or whatever her name is. But Frida McFadden, I think
Yes.
the one you just did. But these are fun, fun little books that just help you to like escape your day. But that's all we're about right now. Anything fun coming up, Showbell?
I mean, baseball. I'm super excited about baseball, and we have Adrian's mom's 80th birthday celebration in Florida in February, and we have our single ready to mingle group starting up.
It's X-rated.
It's X-rated. Yes.
After dark.
Yeah. Oh, and coming up next week on the pod is Lubby. We get to introduce everybody to Larissa. I'm so excited.
Everything's coming up and we are so excited. Thank you guys for listening. And
Oh, and we're on Goodreads now. Follow us on Goodreads, and we're on TikTok as long as that lasts, and trying to get on Instagram and the other. We're on Facebook. Please send us ratings on our podcast. Jody, how did they do it?
it's very easy. So if you are on Apple Podcasts, all you do is scroll down to the bottom of the podcast and it has a way that you can add stars, which 5 stars is great, if you'd like to. And then you can also add a comment. And we've seen some great comments from our, you know, friends. I think it's mainly our friends.
Yeah, thank you, Carrie Sita.
Yeah, so some of the things they've said, love, love, love these ladies. They are hilarious, witty, and so fun to listen to. Jody and Shelly's lockstep wit and banter is so seamless and it's almost musical. It's very sweet. Isn't that sweet? That's Carosita. And then we have super fun podcast with two sisters who clearly have a great time together. And then I think I wrote, this is the best thing I've ever listened to.
I think I have one in there too.
Yeah, go ahead and rate us. It's fun, it's easy, and it helps us to, maybe keep growing the podcast. But otherwise, if we see you in the wild
An IRL.
and IRL, you could just tell us, like, hey, I like this, but hey, maybe don't say some of the stuff you said in the after dark.
Yeah, after dark. And we would love to interview people. If you have a nonprofit, we would love to talk to you.
Oh my gosh, the nonprofits, the adjacent givers to me is beautiful and amazing. I cannot believe what our friends are doing in real life. It is insane. So
Yeah. I mean, we interviewed Richie Jennings. If you haven't listened to that, go back and listen to it. And then Jeanette
We're-
Duran
Yes.
came out Sunday, and then coming up is Melissa Poor. And so we have laughed so hard as like, look at our friends and all these amazing things we're doing, and then we're doing the podcast.
here we are. Well, Shelly, the thing is we're adjacent.
Exactly. We're adjacent to so much goodness, and hopefully the podcast is helping get their missions out.
Yeah.
And also we love the adjacent littles. If you have a kid that would like to be interviewed, we love it. We love talking to it, and we're debating. I think littles, because our avatar and we're old, so littles or anybody below the age of 18 that's willing to sit down and interview with us. So but that's up for debate. We do love um the what we're getting from the littles. They're so
Cute.
and organic, and we don't want any of it to be squashed, and we want it to be celebrated and appreciated. And if you don't
Well,
like
you're so lovely. They're,
yeah.
they're about their squads and about their future ideas. So it's really fun. I think you guys will really enjoy it.
Yeah,
Really
that's a
feel it.
yeah. But we love to hear from you. Reach out. Our information is in the notes. Read the notes. That's where all the good stuff is. Jody spends a lot of time writing up those notes. So
Really?
give them a read. And Jody's back in school, so I can't wait to see you again. Thank goodness we have flows on Tuesday.
Oh, okay. Let me put on my paper calendar.
Love you. Love you, sisters there. Texas, Texas.
Yeehaw!